Okay, so a problem solving question on the area of a rectangle. Now it says work out the area of this rectangle, give your answer to one decimal place. Now, a rectangle, if we knew the width and the length of this rectangle, we could simply multiply them together to find the area. So the area formula for the rectangle is length times by width. And we haven't got any of those values. But what we do have is we have the diagonal length, okay, so that is given as 7 centimeters. And we have this right angle triangle in a rectangle, and then we have been given one of the angles in that triangle. So we should be able to find out the width or the length of this using trigonometry. So now, because we have a right angle triangle, okay, so we can label our sides. The longest side is hypotenuse, so that's the diagonal side of this rectangle. And I'm going to label this side as the opposite, okay, and then this is the adjacent. Now I'm going to work out the width of this first. So that means we need a formula that links together the opposite and the hypotenuse. We don't need adjacent at the moment. So looking at your three formulas, okay, we got so, ka, toa, three trigonometry formulas. Now which formula links together opposite and hypotenuse is this formula over here. Now if you put this into a triangle, right, so we are looking for the opposite, okay, so that means opposite will equal sine of the angle times by the hypotenuse. So let's write this down. So opposite equals sine of 40 and times by the hypotenuse, which is 7. Now if we work this out using a calculator, so we can simply put this in, sine of 40, close brackets, times by 7, and we get 4.4995. Now I'm just going to round this up to 4.5, so it's very close to 4.5. So opposite equals 4.5 centimeters. So this side is 4.5 centimeters. Now to work out the area, we said earlier that we need the length of this rectangle and the width of the rectangle. So now we have the width, we need to work out the length of this. So we can use trigonometry again, or we can use the Pythagoras theorem to work out this length. Now the Pythagoras theorem says, now c squared, okay, equals a squared plus b squared. Now c is the longest side of this right angle triangle. It only works in a right angle. And we need to work out the length. So I'm going to call this A and call this B, this side over here. The two shorter sides can be A or a B. So now, because I have been given the longer side already, so that is going to be 7 squared equals A squared. So this is the one that I'm looking for, which is the length. And then B squared is 4.5 squared. Now, so I need to rearrange this formula because I'm looking for what A is. So I'm going to take away the 4.5 squared from both sides. So this will be 7 squared, take away 4.5 squared. So let's work this out. So A squared equals, so 7 squared, take away 4.5 squared. Okay, so that is 28.75. So we need the value of A. So you need to square root the answer. Okay, so square root 28.75, and that will give us the value for the length. So square rooting the answer. So that is 5.36, or let's just round this up to, I'll just write down 5.36 for now, which is the length of this. So 5.36. So now that we have both the width of this and the length of this, we can simply use this formula. So the area is length times by width. So let's work this out. The length is 5.36 and the width was 4.5, and just using the calculator, so we already got 5.36 in the calculator, so we're just going to multiply that by 4.5, the width, and S to D button, which is 24.1 to one decimal place. So 24.1 centimeters squared to one decimal place. So that is the answer for this question.